Hey everybody. So back a couple of videos ago I talked about retirement and how to get out of gold making. Uh, I'm not quite at that point to where I'm going to vendor everything or put everything in the bank. I want to just either get rid of some of this stuff, stop making it. So in this video I want to cover kind of what I'm doing right now. Um, so what I've basically done is, so you've got in, for example, leatherworking. I've got my basic group here, which is kind of my basic average is what I call it. And I've got a crafting operation which I call unobtained restock, which is a very liberal, 200 gold profit or 30% crafting, whichever one is, I think which either one is highest, it'll take that. So the idea is that all these items, and it's going to show me the child group as well. So all these items are items I don't have the transmog for. So I'm going to go ahead and create those with the idea that I'm going to continue trying to sell those until I reach a certain number of expirations. And so if we look at the operation, not that one, hold on. So if I look at that operation, I've got it set to expire after 75 postings. So, and I actually just changed it recently from 100 to 75. So now that I'm kind of going through, I'm finding all these items that are just now, in the 80s, 78, probably anywhere between 76 and 100. So what I'm going to do with those is move them down to a lower group. But since I don't know the transmog for these, I'm going to send them off to my characters so that they can learn them. And then if I have to recraft any of them, I will. But the recrafting operation for this lower level group. So when you're creating you're kind of going to want to create a hierarchy of items. I've talked about this in a previous video. So you're going to have one, like when you initially start putting stuff on the auction house, you're going to be going with kind of whatever the DB market is. Maybe that's really, really high for your realm, and maybe it's unrealistic in some cases. So my idea was to always, hey, if it hasn't sold after a certain number of times, I'm going to move it to this lower group and then continue listing it until it sells. And I'll just keep it in that lower group because that's probably closer to the price range it should be at. So, let's say if this is 100% of the maximum amount you can get, which is the basic one, then maybe this is 80% or 70% of what that maximum amount should be. And then I've got further down, I've got another group that is kind of like, hey, let's try to get rid of this. It hasn't really sold very well. 100 plus expirations is too many. So I like here the R0 means I don't craft any. R1 means I craft one. So you're going to want to come up with some sort of hierarchy, maybe 3 or 4 levels. And however you want to do it. Maybe even at this level here, you'll still craft one, but the lower level would be crafting 0. So just as an example, you can do however you like. So anyway, the crafting operation for this level, which is, hey, it hasn't really sold, after 75 expirations, let's drop the price. Also, if we're going to craft it, then it's going to need to be over a certain sale rate. So I think I've tagged the sale rate on these. So I've got a custom price string called my sale rate. So for this item, it's 1, and I've got a craft sale rate min set to 20. So unless my sale rate is greater than, which is 1 for that item, is greater than 20, then if it's greater than 20, then it'll use this price string, which is basically the one that was above. So for items that sell quite a few, that I've sold quite a few of, I don't think I have any probably here lined up, but the idea is that, you know, I'm going to continue crafting those because they're still probably going to sell. I'm selling quite a few of them, but if it's not, like in the case of the bracers here, then I'm going to look at a lower sale rate. So this lower sale rate is comparing, again, for that item 1 versus 8. If it's selling at least at a 0.08 sale rate, then I want to set the profit to 5,000 gold. So, and if it's not, then we're going to set the price, the crafting profit, to 20,000 gold. So it's going to have to be at least worth 20,000 gold profit before I'm going to start bothering to list it. And I probably have a few items here. Yeah, here's one right here that I haven't sold this one at all. So it might need to be just moved down to another group, and maybe if it starts getting listed high enough, then I'll start selling it. So like this one doesn't even, region sale average is 32k, so I mean it should be worth selling. So anyway, I want to show you real quick my sale rate. So since when you pull the stuff out, so when you've sold something out of the mailbox, what TSM is giving you is, it doesn't have a way, or not TSM, well, the mailbox doesn't provide any information on the item level or the particular, you know, if it had some sort of bonus IDs or anything like that. So all you're getting out of the mailbox, and what the only thing TSM can record, is the base item rate. So if for some reason one of these items doesn't have a base item sale rate, like this one isn't showing a sale rate or a DB region sale rate, because maybe the quick blade hasn't sold at all in the region. But so my sale rate is listing it as 0.02 or 2 copper in this case, what it's showing. So anyway, so my sale rate, where'd it go, is basically just sale rate base item, DB region sale rate base item, or 0.01, whatever the max is of those. You multiply it by 100 because you can't get out a fraction or decimal out of the custom strings, so that's why you're multiplying by 100. And then your, like my craft sale rate min is here, so I've just got that set to 20. So the idea of keeping it as a variable is I can use this variable for multiple crafting operations, and maybe I could, if I wanted to, maybe I could make one for leatherworking, one for enchanting, which I've done on the one below. So I could apply those to different groups, and then if I want to if instead of 20, maybe I want it to be 25 or 30, then I can just make a change here, and it changes it throughout my configuration. So that is one way I'm trying to cut down on the number of auctions that I have, and maybe kind of move out some of the stuff that just is way too slow moving, even though it. But you know, on the other hand, I'm probably going to try to keep the stuff that's still somewhat profitable, and you know, maybe I just don't have as many auctions, but they're maybe higher value is the idea behind this. So and then what I'm going to do with all these items that are above max expires, I'm going to, like I said, I'm going to move them to the lower group, send these off to characters to learn the transmog, and then if I have to, I make replacements. But at least I'm kind of probably going to have less auctions. So right now, on the previous video, I think when I was talking about retirement, I had 1,050 of the crafted items. I think in this, I actually got a few items still in the mailbox here that I need to collect. And I talked earlier in just a little bit ago about in a video about how slow it seems for this stuff to be, pulling it into my bags, and it's just crazy slow. I might try to go to another realm and see if I have similar problems. But anyway, I'm going to work on moving all these items to the lower group and see how many auctions I have after that, and hopefully I will slowly be getting out of the market once after a month or so, or two months. I don't know how long it's going to take to accomplish this. So my goal is by the end of the year is to have probably hit 100 million gold. And that's a pretty round number, but and then anything extra, I'll still be working on moving that out of the market, or just getting out of gold making, and just going back to enjoying the game. And sometimes when you actually get a BOE or something kind of neat, it feels a lot better, instead of like, oh hey, here's another thing I just need to put in the rotation on my auction house. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or comments, post them in the comment section below, and I'll be probably posting an update to this at a later time once I've kind of gone through the motions and figured out what's working and what's not working. Anyway, take care.